Hi, and welcome back. For some reason, new writers seem to think they can't begin writing until they found that great first line. They become so captivated with the idea that the first line must be so fundamentally awe-inspiring that it's blasphemous to begin writing the second or any subsequent lines until those first few rousing words are perfect. It's true, writing a great first line is an imperative element to the success of your book and should be not only awe-inspiring, but memorable to your reader. It could very well be the difference between a publisher tossing your manuscript into the waste bin or reading it in its entirety, or someone taking it to the cash register, or simply putting it back on the shelf. But this doesn't mean it needs to be the first thing you write. What I mean by this is that great beginning you're trying to conjure up, the one you've halted the start of your book for, can be written anytime. Believe it or not, it can even be written long after your manuscript is complete. Stephen King might spend months and even years creating his first line, so don't get hung up on the details of the great first line. For the time being, just leave it blank and start from the second paragraph or even the second chapter. But if for some reason you must have a literal placeholder before you can begin writing your story, you could borrow one. Once upon a time, children love that one. A long time ago in a land far away. This could work with a Middle Ages type story or even a Star Wars theme. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Worked for Dickens. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This memorable first line might have something to do with the fact that the Bible is the best-selling book of all time. If any of these classic first lines might aid you in getting your story off the ground, by all means borrow one. Just remember to replace it with your own before you send off your manuscript. Also, keep in mind, the important thing is to begin writing. Use whatever you need as your starting point and allow that to take you on your writing journey. Don't worry about where the first line takes you. You're going to end up where you're going to end up, regardless. Beatrice Potter quoted the line, "There is something delicious about writing the first words of a story. You never quite know where they'll take you." Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next week.